Hi, Mark Preston Milton, owner of Virtual Success, a technology-based company. I'm here today to share with you a little bit more about search engine optimization and some of the methodologies that we use called WebNet 360 that has been a proven solution that has helped my clients end up on the first pages of Google. Now, this is not an overnight success, so we're not a fly-by-night $39.95 deal. As again, I say it in every video, we work off the IDSG model, but a piece of that model has search engine optimization built into it. So I'm going to extract that piece and show you a little bit about our WebNet 360 idea and how do we get you from point A to point B to point C. I won't go into full-blown exclusive details, but I will give you enough to get your head around where we really go and where you can see the benefits of what we can bring to the table along with our IDSG model. So here we go. Let me write this up here again just in case you may have missed it. It's IDS, which is identify, determine, support, and grow. Alright, so a lot of the search engine optimization, unless you just come to me and say, look, Mark, I want to do search engine optimization, that's all I want you to focus on. Then I'm able to go in and still identify what's your overall goal. Okay, let's just take that, let's just use that for example. That will be the easiest. Okay, so you said I want search engine optimization. One thing you can note real quick is if you go search engine optimization on the internet, you're going to get 500 million opinions. What I've done with SEO is the same thing. I use basically SEO, search engine optimization, and it goes into all of these areas, every bit of it. So if you come to me and say, I want search engine optimization in my website, I'm going to say, okay, well, let's look at our IDSG model. Let's identify your goal and your need. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? How do you foresee search engine optimization working for your business? That's the key. You always have to think about what is it going to do for me. Don't worry about what you read on all these articles and business cases. Those are great things and great knowledge building type things, but you got to boil it down to what is it going to do for me? Where am I going with my search engine optimization? Because it really makes a difference. You've got to know this. Okay, and then we got to determine, once you tell me, well, I want to target my local customers. Okay, so here's one of your needs, and I'll just give you this one. I want to say, I want local consumers. Say, Mark, you know, I service about 150-mile radius of my address. You know, I don't really concern with being nationwide as top of Google because people in California are not going to use my services. You know, though if you have a product, you may say, well, you know what, I sell products all over the U.S. Well, then that's another one we need to identify. You need to go local, but you need to go nationwide. Or maybe you just want to come up here and say, I want to do both. I want it all. Well, that's fine too. We'll help you identify the criteria of how to get you there. But for this video, let's stick to targeting local. Okay, so then we determine what are we going to do to your website that's going to make you more appealing to local people. How are you going to socially network this? Because I can tell you socially networking is one of the most powerful ways to get to local people. Because as little as you may not have thought about this, if you're looking at social networking, they capture your name, your address, or well, at least your city, your state, and your zip code. Then the social networking sites offer you a way to advertise to those people in those zip codes. That's one part of the search engine optimization piece. And it also fits in the advertisement. As you can see, as we go through this, all this stuff kind of meshes together. And that's why it's so important to keep a plan, to keep your focus. This thing right here is more like a focus. Where can I focus this? You know, this is what I need to keep my focus. Social networking. All right, and then we look at where is your physical address at? All right, and again, like I said, basically we're going to service 150 miles out. All right. So what we do from your physical address is start looking at towns, at other services that's in the area. Maybe you have some stories. Maybe you did a project over in the next town and you have some before and after pictures of it. Well, those things need to be on your website. And it needs to be identified that this took place in such and such town, in such and such state, and index back into the search engines. That's where the key is. And what we do is use basically a WebNet 360 idea concept. As you can see, it starts looking like a spider web. You know, and if your max is 150 miles out, well, what my goal is to help you address everything in between your address, your physical address, out to 150 miles. And there's a lot of techniques in there, stuff we can't even cover right here, but that's the basis of it. We go from your address out 150 miles. We look at towns. We look at local information. We look at your communities. We look at what you're doing within the community. We look at and see if you're even connected socially to anybody in the community. And if you are, how are you utilizing those connections? Because they're so important. And then a lot of it's real hard-coded programming stuff, which when I do this, I definitely show you how we can keyword tag stuff, how we can do your keyword analysis, keyword tag it, and then how it comes up in the search engine. I give you that picture. I don't just go in and write a bunch of code and stuff that you don't understand. Because what I want you to do is see what I see. And there's a way to present that to you to where you can understand what the code was and what the tags are and where they're at in the website. You don't necessarily have to do it. We can do that for you. But it's more important to me to show you these 3 pieces of data, link this to Google or Bing or whoever search engines you may use. Well, we'll put you in all of them. It's like 32 of them is what we submit to. We index you and stuff like that. And then also you have site maps and stuff like that we got to consider. And, you know, like I said, we'll get more in details of that. And then you got to, again, look at the support piece of this. You know, who's going to support this? Is it going to be me? Is it going to be you? You know, one thing about building on search engine optimization, you have to really, you can put some mechanisms in place to get a little bit of search engine optimization. You can submit to some directories and indexes and stuff like that. But the key is it's the same thing with everything you do. If you're not in it to win it and build on what you'd already built, you get a base platform and you build and build and build and build. And it never stops. Search engine optimization and what you're doing in this space, it's got to grow with your business. Search engines change their algorithms all the time. You need to be diverse enough to be able to fit those models as well. So support and sustaining this is a big key, again, to do that. But the part is, how do you grow? When you start picking up, doubling your traffic, just because you posted a photo of some work that you did over in a different town, and then all of a sudden the search engine and your social networking all links the things, just like a puzzle. It can say, okay, in town X, they did some work. Well, that links to this guy here, and then that links back down to your address. So Google or whoever, a search engine, is looking for this pattern. It says, oh, there's a dot, there's a piece, there's a piece, there's a piece. That equals relevant information that they plan to post. Because as you know, the only way Google and those guys have become powerhouses is because when you type something into Google, you get an answer. You can say, you know, what is, you know, any number times any number, voila, you get an answer. That's the thing, or anything you're looking for, you type it into Google. But that's what they did. Their algorithms only pull relevant information. But they do it because this is tagged, that's tagged, that's tagged, and oh yeah, by the way, it goes back to your business. So that's basically our WebNet 360. There's a lot more details in here that I'm aching to share. But in the time of the video and the internet these days, this is a close hold type strategy that Virtual Success that I developed, and it has worked time and time again. I have companies that I can show you proof of results on. They'll show you how a word in their website ends up in the search engine block on the first page of Google. So again, we are results based. If we don't get results, what do I always say? Then I'm not in business. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it shared some insight. Again, I want to stress the fact that IDSG model worked where? It works in search engine optimization too. It works in every situation that you can come up with. I can guarantee you that. So again, thanks so much. I look forward to working with you in the very near future.